Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks update video. In this video we'll be covering the update as of today, which is 0.5.2. As always, we'll go over the new features that I've added and finally go ahead and test a few of them out. So that all said, let's go ahead and get started. Now, before I get started, I just want to apologize about the quality of the audio and possibly the quality of the video itself. I'm away, unfortunately, for business at the moment, so I'm trying to do a little bit of a makeshift setup. However, I definitely wanted to get this video out for all you guys that obviously are wanting to find out about the update. So with that all said, let's go ahead and get started. So the first feature I want to talk about is the update of the trains. So they've finally gone ahead and added trains in Stormworks, something that we've all really been looking forward to and really excited about. With that, obviously, there's a new component, the actual new train wheel part itself. Now, the part itself, obviously, you can transfer power through it. Along with that, it also has a brake component in form of a number, obviously being 0 will be to engage the brakes and 1 be to disengage the brakes. So pretty basics on that. Obviously, you would need 2 or more for your standard train setup. There is a possibility of doing a single actual train piece to make a train. However, it wouldn't look normally how it usually do normal trains with. Along with that, they've also gone ahead and added obviously the tracks that run along the new part of the Mega Island, as you would call it. They've added 2 player bases. So the first one is going to be at the Mega Island port. Along with that, it's got 4 sheds, a workbench in there as well. And if you go all the way over to the second area also has the actual 4 different hangars themselves along with a workbench, and there's also a refueling tanker inside there. That area also has a shipping area, as you would call it, so it has a little bit of a port area where you can go ahead and dock your ship, which is quite cool. Along with that, we also have the actual new roads, so interconnecting, as they said in the update announcement, where they said it was going to be almost like a Florida Keys style, so you can see by the actual map itself, it's all connected by the actual train tracks themselves and also by the road pieces. So you can actually go physically drive between from the Mega Island all the way over to the different pieces. There is a little church island. There's also a lighthouse island. There's a refinery area also, and then you obviously have the 2 main big player bases themselves. Now, moving on to the next feature of this major update is going to be the addition of the microprocessor component. Now, this component is going to be to actually build your own logics. Now, with that, they've actually gone ahead and added in a new type of connection itself. So we always used to have the number connection and obviously the on-off or the signal connector. They've now added on the composite connector. With that is going to, or the node itself, that actually is able to send or carry 32 numbers and also 32 on-off signals. So this is going to be very important, obviously, for sending signals between different objects or creations. For example, different train cars, you can actually send signals through this connector. So that's going to be really useful. Now, moving into the workbench and the editor itself, you can see there's an icon just on our top right now. We can go ahead and actually click that. That's the microcontroller editor. So it brings up a whole new like workbench, as you would call it, just for the microprocessors themselves. Top, you have the normal toolbar, new, save, load, workshop upload, and then you have the design and also the logic of the actual connector itself. Moving on, you can see on the left-hand side screen, this is going to be obviously to see your actual logic piece itself. Go to the properties, you can see you can control the name of it, description, and then also the size of it. So this will change the size of the connector in reality to how big it is in game. So obviously 6 here, 6 blocks in width, and then along here you can go 6 blocks in length. It's up to you on how big or how small you want it. You could also have a button here that says do not show in my inventory if you don't want it to show in inventory for some reason. Along with that, you can go over to the logic. You can start adding nodes. Now this is important. These will be important for actually connecting logic to it and setting logic from it. Not actually what's happening inside the actual microprocessor itself, but however, whatever you want to connect to it or you want to connect going from it. So you can see here, you obviously have your on-off, your number, and your composite, which we were talking about earlier. And then you obviously have the inputs. You can send names for it and obviously description for these different pieces. You can obviously move this around wherever you want in your logic piece itself. And then moving on to the symbol itself, obviously going back into the normal workshop or workbench itself, you can see here that if we have all these, they actually have little symbols on them, and that's what we're talking about in the symbols here. So you can go ahead and say, okay, I want this to be named, to have a block here, for example, and then I want that to connect to a smaller block here, and then another block going like that, for example. You can obviously get quite customization on this and see whatever you want to, but it just gives you the option, obviously, to go ahead and actually make your own designs. So that's pretty much about it. I'm not going to get into much more detail about this. Obviously, you can go into the logic piece of it. As you can see here, it's opened a whole new piece. In our inventory here, we have add, subtract, and obviously all. And if you open this up, you have a whole bunch more logic that you can go into much more detail about. As I said, I'm not going to get into in this video. I actually will do a separate video where I'll go into this and actually show you guys how to build a basic logic component, and then how I think actually moving forward, we'll probably start building. So I'll start doing a little bit more tutorials, or maybe like how to build an autopilot logic piece, how to build all different types of logic pieces for the game itself. I'm still looking into this and investigating it. As I said, I'm worried at the moment, so I'm still trying to play a little bit of catch up on it and actually look into the cool features that we can go ahead and implement in Stormworks. But this opens up a whole new door of opportunities in Stormworks, so I'm really excited about it, and I think a lot of you guys are also. So that all said, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end today's video over there. As always, don't forget to hit that like or subscribe button. It obviously helps out my channel quite a bit. While you're there, don't forget to go ahead and leave a comment in the description below, either what you would like about this video or you'd like to go ahead and see in any future videos. And once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it somewhat informative and entertaining as always, and we'll see you in the next one.